The production of Squid Game has revealed many behind-the-scenes videos. In them, we can see how several scenes of Season 3 were filmed. Today on Charlietales, we will analyze this material, and I will tell you the tricks the production used to achieve the incredible scenes of Squid Game. Ready? Let's begin! Let's start with the jump rope game. In this video, we can see Gi-hun jumping with the baby. Obviously, it's not a real baby, as it would be incredibly dangerous to jump with a newborn. We can notice that the background of the set is a blue screen. This was done to later erase the blue color in editing and replace it with the walls we see in the series. Some might wonder why the background is blue and not green. In film productions, both colors can be used, but it depends on the need. In this case, they couldn't use a green screen because the players' uniforms are green. So both colors would have blended, and it would have been impossible to erase the background in editing. We can also notice that the rope doesn't exist. It was added in post-production. Gi-hun jumps imagining the rope. We can also see from a wider angle that the bridge is not at a great height as in the series, and there are mattresses under Gi-hun in case he falls. Now let's look at the game from another perspective, with the other players. Once again, we can see that the rope doesn't exist. The actors had to coordinate the jump at the same time over an invisible rope. We can also see how player 435 jumps completely out of sync. If it were a real rope, he would already be eliminated. Now let's move to the scene where Min-soo is drugged. In this scene, he took Thanos' pills. There's something interesting here. In the series, we saw that in this scene, Min-soo took off his shoes to carry them in his hands. That means he jumped barefoot. But in the behind-the-scenes footage, we can notice that Min-soo is wearing two pairs of shoes, one pair in his hands and another pair on his feet. This was surely done to protect the actor's feet, since in this shot the lower part of his body is not shown, so there was no need to force him to jump barefoot. But not everything was so easy. Some scenes had to be shot at a great height. For example, in this video, we can see how a player is hanging, and to achieve that effect, a high bridge was necessary. We can even see him falling, but to avoid injury, he is helped by wires, and there are mattresses below to cushion his fall. At the top, we can see player 333 jumping. He is also helped by wires, in case he fell during filming. Now I want us to look at this image. This guy is the one who wanted to knock down all the players crossing the bridge. Gi-hun fought against him to stop him, and, to win, poked him in the eye. This image is the behind the scenes of that moment. Perhaps the most interesting thing is that they used a stunt double for Gi-hun in this shot. This is not actor Lee Jung-jae. I don't know why they would change the actor, since this scene doesn't represent a risk for the protagonist. I suspect it may be because this actor's hands looked better on camera. Before ending the jump rope game, I want to mention something interesting. In several videos, we can see that the doll doesn't exist. Only her legs are real. In this video, the actors say goodbye, and we can see that the doll has no torso. And in this other photo, we can see Min-soo posing quite manly with the legs of the other doll. Apparently, the upper part of both dolls was created with CGI. Finally, this photo was also released, in which we can see player 333 trying to carry away 222. I'm surprised how haggard Jo Yuri looks in this scene. She really looks like a wounded person. Let's remember that for this scene, her character had just recently given birth. Now let's move to the scenes before the grand finale. Let's remember that the frontman offered Gi-hun the opportunity to win the games by eliminating the players while they slept. Here we can see several scenes from that moment. Gi-hun wants to stab number 100, but he stops thanks to Se-byuk's words. I would have eliminated him anyway. Now I want us to go to Se-byuk's cameo. She reappeared this season to give Gi-hun a message. Many of us thought this was a recycled scene from the first season. But no, the actress did return. 100% confirmed. In these photos, we can see her being prepared for the cameo. We also have this super cheerful photo of her with another actor. He is one of the finalists, specifically the one who tried to take the baby from Gi-hun, but was later betrayed by 333. Now we move on to the grand finale. There is a lot of interesting material here. First, we can notice that these scenes were not filmed at great heights. All platforms are at ground level. Also, all the walls are blue. This was done for budget reasons. It would have been very complex and unnecessary to build concrete walls like the ones we saw in the series. The easiest and cheapest is to use a blue screen and then create whatever wall they want. But there were also scenes filmed at a certain height. For example, in this photo, we can see Thanos hanging for the hallucination scene of Min-soo. As we can see, he is assisted by wires that help him stay suspended. Of course, below him, there are surely mattresses like in the previous game. In this other photo, we can see something similar, but with Min-soo talking to Nam-gyu. Let's move to Gi-hun's great sacrifice. As we all know, Gi-hun lets himself fall backward into the abyss. In this behind-the-scenes shot, we can notice several details. First, obviously Gi-hun didn't fall from a great height. Behind him there's a blue mattress that was later erased in editing. This way the actor's fall was safe. Another important detail, if we look at this shot of Gi-hun, we can notice he's crying. This is the shot where he says the epic phrase, "about humans." But here he has tears in his eyes, while in the scene in the series, he doesn't. According to the actor, this was because they filmed many versions of this scene, some with tears and others more serious. But in the end, they went with the version we saw. According to the director, there wasn't one correct emotion for the scene. Every version was valid. Let's move to the scene of the frontman with the baby. We can't see the infant, but it's quite certain that it's just a doll. Also in this scene, we can see the platform the frontman used when he fled from his brother. I thought this elevator was CGI, but it was real. Here we can see it moving. The behind the scenes ends with these videos of the production team congratulating Gi-hun. The director gives him a bouquet of flowers as a farewell to his character. The moment is very emotional and everyone applauds. We can even see this epic photo of them hugging. Director and actor, they worked together since the first season and now they say goodbye. Lastly, we have this video of the entire production team saying goodbye to us. Squid Game has come to an end. Before I go, I want to talk about other photos I found, and they are quite interesting. In this photo, we can see director Hwang Dong-hyuk posing with player 246 and his daughter. In another video, I had already mentioned that the director made a cameo at the end of the series. We can see him in this scene in the background as a sketch artist. For a second, he even looks at the camera, but now we have a photo in which we can clearly see the outfit he wore for the cameo. Among the funny photos, I found these of Min-soo, resting on different sets. But the funniest one is this one where he's hugging Nam-gyu. There's no curiosity in the photo, but I had to show it to you, because it's awesome. There are also some funny photos that Jo Yuri took on set. She uploaded them to her Instagram, and I'm sharing them with you too. There are even some where we can see her with other cast members. We will miss them. Before I go, I want to show you some very special photos. They're from season 1, but I had never seen them before. I thought they were so awesome, I had to bring them to you. They're of Sang-woo and Ali warming up before the marble game. In this photo, it looks like they're trying to make a heart shape, but to me they're doing the fusion technique. That's all for today. If you liked the video, you'd really help me out by leaving a like. That would be legendary. Also, remember to subscribe to see more videos like this. Thanks for listening. My name is Charlie, and I'll see you in the future.